In Bhakti Yoga, Sri Krishna suggests the first step is to recognize our divine virtues and the demonic vices. Teja Kshama Dhruti Shaucham Bhadroho Nathimanita told. For all the wonderful qualities we all possess. Effulgence, magnanimity, loving others, helping others, serving others, giving more and more to others, and less for ours, dana, daya, dama, are the key features of our divine qualities that we all possess. Then we also possess kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, abhimana, damba, darpa, all these things. Having recognized the two, strengths and weaknesses, what should be done? We start developing our strengths. Our divine virtues should become more and more manifest. It should start flowering up more and more. And the vices should start reducing day by day, day by day. We all are endowed with that wonderful freedom within us. We have the capacity to change. If we don't use that freedom and capacity to change, we'll remain where we are. No change. When we start using that freedom to consciously change, it becomes yoga. Intelligently change ourselves. Where we should go, what is the ultimate goal? Reach that perfection itself. Perfection has no limits. Infinite energy, infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, infinite freedom. That's called moksha. Atra Brahma Samashtute is said in Vedanta. You don't have to go to Swarga or other places to get it. Right here you can get it. How to do that? You have to build up the divine virtues. Krishna is telling. By purifying our emotions. So moving from Asuri Sampat to Daivi Sampat. How to convert every Asuri Sampat into Daivi Sampat? This we saw. We have to understand what are emotions and how to do that. How to convert our gross emotions into divine emotions. For that, we have to understand that emotions are nothing but power thoughts. Uncontrolled speed of mind makes it the wrong emotions or the Asuri Sampat. So I have to slow down. That's the key essence of the whole process of sublimation. Sublimation is to slow down. Just like when you want to decelerate an automobile, you are traveling in the car, you see the red light, you slow down. What you are doing? You are removing the flow of petrol or diesel into the engine. So the production of energy gets reduced. Therefore automatically your car is going to slow down. Similarly, the energy that we are producing inside, that has to be reduced. How do we do that? Slow down the breathing. Use our mind to slow down the thoughts. And that's the whole essence of sublimation. So therefore Krishna gives that mechanism as to how to reduce our Asuri Sampat, how to reduce those violent emotions, how to reduce that surges of emotional outbursts, how to do that. For that you have to do that conscious thing. Whenever you are getting angry, whenever you are getting upset, when you are getting nervous, when you are getting anxious, what is to be done? Take a deep breath, slowly breathe out. Tell your mind, come on, slow down. That's the whole secret that Krishna gives us. Process. So everywhere practice that slowness. And Swami Chidananda said, even when you have to run, you slow down. Hasten slowly, he said. How to slow down while hastening? No. That is secret of Karma Yoga. Inside you have the slowness, inside you have the blissful awareness, inside you have the calmness, inside you have the peace, subtle layers of the mind. Outside you may be running, no? But inside you have to maintain the calm. You are doing very complicated asana, but still inside you should have that calmness, the smile on the face. So sublimation and not suppression, the key essence. Therefore, in Manomaya Kosha, we use in the Bhakti session. In the Bhakti session is an intensive program to do that. Consciously you invoke different types of emotions. Invoking the emotions and then amplifying the emotions. That's important. How to increase the speed of thoughts, how to increase our emotional intensity. For that, you do faster and faster and faster. Dhuns, bhajans, other things. And you slow down, calm down, and silence. Diffusion to silence. So when you go on doing it, intensification, slowing down. Intensification, slowing down. Remember the essence of cyclic meditation? Stimulation, relaxation. Stimulation, relaxation. In the bhakti, it is intensification and slowing down. So you are training your emotional faculty systematically to achieve mastery over the emotions. Just like a person who wants to build his muscles, you go to the gymnasium, goes on doing that. You stand up, then relax. Do that, relax. Do that, relax. Similarly, you have to intensify the emotions, invoke the emotions, and slow down and silence. This is the intensive practice of the bhakti. But then this has to be applied totally. How did we do that in our bhakti session? Start with universal prayers. Then we go to bhajans. Then we have namavalis. Do faster and slower. Faster, slower. Do. Then finally end up with Nirvana Shirka. Slow and then go into silence and merge in that silence. This is the process. Ecstasy techniques we saw as to how to do that by consciously remembering. Making a resolve that I am not going to become angry. I am not going to get upset, whatever may happen. And in the night, you make a review, write your diary, how many times you became angry, and work on that. Softer emotions have to be developed. So, this thing called the Anusandhana or the extensive practice. This has to go into every aspect of that. Then you start getting that. Then Krishna says, that's wonderful, sir, what all you have done, what all you have told, I will start practicing. But you said that you are there everywhere. The divine virtues are everywhere and it manifests in various forms. So, can I see that form? He's telling. But he is telling Arjuna, Eva Vetad Yathathatvam Atmanam Parameshwaram Drashtumichhami te rupam Aishwaram Purushottama. Ye Purushottama, O Lord Shri Krishna, O greatest of the Lords, pure consciousness, can I see your form? Atmanam, He Parameshwara, Drashtumichhami te rupam. I want to see your divine manifestation, the best of your manifestation. Can you show me? I want to see that. That is the culmination of the bhakti, in which you have surrendered, you want to see your Ishtadevata or your role model of a person. And that is equivalent to the samadhi of the Raja Yoga. In Raja Yoga, you have Niyama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, then Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Culmination of Dhyana is Samadhi. Similarly here, Bhakti's culmination of the first phase is the Sakshatkara. So Krishna, Arjuna has come to that phase where he is ready to get the Sakshatkara. Sakshatkara of the form, Saguna Sakshatkara is called. whatever is the God that you are worshipping, you will get the sakshatkara of that particular God. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was worshipping Mother Kali. Saturating himself, he sacrificed everything and he totally surrendered every thought in his mind, every day and night, Lord, only Kalima, 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 Kalima. In spite of doing all these things, he was not getting the darshan. And he was getting sort of frustrated. What else I can do, Mother Kali? I have given everything in my life. I have sacrificed everything for you. But still, why you are not giving me darshan? Why you are not giving me darshan? Akrandana thing. And that very significant day, he gets a flash. Yes, you have not given something to Mother Kali. Therefore, he said, I am going to give the last thing which I have not given so far to you, Mother Kali, today. His mind had become very calm. He had a clear direction as to what he has to do to get the sakshatkara. So the morning bhajans, pujas, everything was over. Evening, the temple was closed and he enters into the garbhagriha of the temple, the Kali temple, and start going inside. And in front of him is the Kali entire statue. Oh Mother Kali, in my life, all these years I have given everything, but I had not given one thing, which now I am going to give you. And what he does, he just pulls the sword, and he wants to cut him down to give the pranarpana at the altar feet of Mother Kali. When he was prepared to cut himself, then comes the sakshatkara, a big explosion, as he says. Mother Kali comes in flesh and blood. That is the Samana Sakshatkara that Sri Ramakrishna had. That established the efficacy of the Bhakti Yoga to get to the Sakshatkara. It is possible to see God in flesh and blood. When can it happen? You give everything. Giving. Physically, materially, your preferences, your likes, your dislikes. You have given up your ego in the prapati bhava, everything. But the last thing that you have to give up is, are you prepared to give up your prana? If you are prepared to give up that prana, then the sakshatkara occurs. Later on, one of the devotees comes to Sri Ramakrishna and he says, see, I have been doing this bhakti, doing the japa, everything, spending so many hours every day. For 40 years I have been doing, but I had no darshan of the Kali or my Ishta Devata. Can you help me? No. So Ramakrishna was sitting at the banks of that river and the devotee is there. He said, come on, let's go inside tree and then let's take a sort of bath. Both of them go inside the river and suddenly Ramakrishna pushes him down into the river. And the fellow was wriggling, trying to come out. He was keeping him for a few minutes. Then he jumps out. Then Ramakrishna asks, when you were underwater, what was happening to you? He said, what is happening? I asked you that you give me the darshan. Tell me the trick as to how to get darshan. I was about to die. What you are doing? This is what you have to do to get the sakshatkara. If you are prepared to die for your Ishta Devata, if you are prepared to give the pranarpana, then comes the sakshatkara. This is what Ramakrishna had learned. So Arjuna has come to that state. He is totally surrendered. And then he wants to see that sakshatkara. Then he is asking, Drashtumichhami te rupam. Oh Krishna, can you please show me the divine form that you have, and I want to see that. And in all humility he says, if you think I am eligible, please show me. He says, in all the humility, because I may not be able to see that. And that's where we have the next sloka, in which Krishna says, what he says, Nato mam shakyase drashtum anenaiva svachakshusha divyam ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्. You cannot see with this eyes my divine manifestation. You cannot see even this sun, your eye will get burned. My divine manifestation of the highest realm is thousands of suns together, such a effulgence. So your eyes will get burned, so you cannot see with these eyes. Therefore what I am going to do, I will give you the divine eyes. Divyam chakshuhu dadami. I am going to give you the divine eyes, and then you can see my divine form, he says. Tatamam drashtum anenaiva svachakshusa. From your this eyes, the physical eyes, you cannot see. Therefore, I am going to give you the divine eyes. Divyam chakshuhu dadami pashyame yogara maishwaram. Then you can see our divine form, the best of the whole creation. That I am going to show you. Then he shows the Vishwarupa Darshana. That we will see tomorrow. Sit straight, eyes closed. Relax all parts of the body from toes to head. Take a deep breath and slowly breathe out. We all have made a resolve to develop our divine virtues, to overcome all our problems, miseries, diseases. By developing our divine virtues, by giving and giving, dana, daya, dama, by showing love and compassion, by giving and giving and giving, more and more giving, less and less for me, more and more for others. 5 acts of service done every day will purify us, will elevate us, will accelerate us towards that goal that we want to do. But we have to do that consciously. Make that a habit to manifest that divinity. That's what Swami Vivekananda said. The goal of life should be to manifest that divinity within us, he said. Even giving and giving with no axe to grind, giving and giving with no expectation of a return, giving and giving, understanding that's a great opportunity that God has given to serve others. Giving and sharing, understanding that it is to develop egolessness. Bhaktya prayachati, giving and giving with a pure heart, to get the benefit for ourselves, to grow, to overcome that ego. Surrender is expansion, with an understanding that by giving with that feeling of surrender, with that feeling of bhakti, we purify ourselves. And whether we can go to that level where we are prepared to give up our life for the mission we have taken, to see God, then Sakshatkara occurs. So let us start our journey doing 5 acts of good service every day. Giving with a heart, a pure heart. That is the real pilgrimage, that the Tirtha Yatra, that the way by which we can vanquish our Duryodhana within us, which is the root cause for all these modern NCDs. Come to Namaskar Mudra.